right, so as you guys can see, Matt is here. He's healthy, happy, he's in good spirits. And Matt, do you have anything you want to say for the camera?
Nope.
Good.
That's great.
Yeah, that's very good. But so yeah, I'm Matt LaRosiere of the YouTube channel Fudbusters. I'm also an attorney here in Florida, and this is...
Yes, Zachary Zerme of Zerme Law, PA.
Yes, and we're Matt's legal defense, and we've just had our first day in court here on this case. And I'm sure, as a lot of you know, this case is extremely important because when you take a step back and look at it from a 1,000-foot view, what they're doing is attempting to make criminal acts out of drawings. And when it comes to our client, it's not just about a drawing, but it's basically saying that you can be a felon for talking about a drawing. And so I think that the impacts are huge, right? Because not only is the drawing itself First Amendment protected expression, but then talking about art. And so that's one of the reasons why this case is, I just think, so important to me. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, procedurally it's a little bit wonky too. I mean, apart from the fact that it's, it's sort of on its face ridiculous that they're trying to claim this is a machine gun because it's allegedly a machine gun part. It's also weird because he's from Wisconsin. To my knowledge, he's never stepped foot in the state of Florida before these proceedings. And he had no intention to coming to our great state. God bless him. But here he is in the Middle District of Florida in Jacksonville being tried for this offense. And that's just sort of, procedurally wonky and just reeks of being unfair.
Very unfair, and that's because of what's called the conspiracy theory of personal jurisdiction. And, we'll spare you the nerdiness, but basically, courts in many corners of this country have adopted this idea where if the government just says that you may have been a part of a conspiracy, that any place, even if you've never put foot there, any place where some act in furtherance of that conspiracy occurred, you could be hauled into court. Again, without ever having putting foot into that jurisdiction, without ever having any intentions of ever going there. And it's really hugely problematic. And it's something that does need to be addressed. And that's something that we do plan on addressing in a couple of different ways. But because just think about it, right? The government just alleges that you've done something. And here we have the government alleging that someone has committed a conspiracy crime for something that was unknown to anyone, and in fact was known to most people to not be illegal, and yet now they can rip you away from your family, from your job, right? And under intense penalties, mind you, have you travel across the country. That's kind of horrible in and of itself, aside from the other extreme ramifications of this case. But so for right now, things are very preliminary. We don't have much to report. Of course, what's up? One thing that Matt has asked me to, actually, why don't you handle that, Zach? You haven't said much.
Of course. And so one thing we're currently running into an issue with is financing the case at the moment. The government has all the money in the world. You give it to them by way of being taxpayers, which I'm sure you guys deeply appreciate and have your own opinions on. But Matt cannot compel you by force of gun, weaponry, sanctions, all that stuff, to give him money, but he's asking you to give him money. And what was and GoFundMe right now has not released the funds, unfortunately, for one reason or the other. They're currently dragging their feet. And so there's another mechanism where you could actually give money to support his defense fund in this matter, and it is...
I think Givesendgo, I think is what it was called?
Givesendgo.
Yes, and that, and again, we're not seeking to pull from that immediately at all, but this is something that Matt was... he needs, right? He needs this because effectively his means of making a living has been torn from him. And of course, we're going to work with GoFundMe and hopefully get them to release the funds so that Matt can continue to provide for his family. But, we just wanted to flag that for you guys that as of right now, he hasn't had that money released. And he asked that we let you know that if you want to support him in the short term, and again, for things like keeping his family fed and the roof clean and dry over their head, Givesendgo will get the funds to him more immediately. So that's important and just an interesting, roadblock. But again, myself and Zach, we are in this because we think it's the right thing to do. So, no matter what happens, we'll be there for him. Of course, everything's easier when you're not paying for it out of pocket.
Yeah.
Right. But aside from that, it's awesome that you guys are, continue to support him, continue to watch his videos, because, Matt really relies on entertaining y'all to provide for his family. And this has not been a problem, and honestly should never be a problem in a country like ours. And yet, here we are. So as I understand that other creators will be uploading to his channel, just so that there's some content there for you guys to watch. In fact, me and Zach have ourselves been discussing, possibly doing some videos, maybe us going to the range, and I don't know if you guys want to hear what two nerds have to say about, their favorite guns, but if you do, hey, put it down in the comments. We'll do that for Matt, and, Matt's going to get all the revenue from those videos.
We got some Mausers.
Yeah, we like Mausers. Matt has also asked me to let you know that if you are noticing that perhaps one of your favorite creators is not putting content on that channel, please don't hold it against them, because just the nature of what's going on, it's okay for people to feel concerned. It's okay for people to, not make the decision to put content on his channel, and Matt does not hold that against them at all. And in fact, he's told them, hey, if you're not comfortable, don't do it, right? That's just the kind of guy he is. So again, if you're not seeing something, Matt has told me to let you guys know, do not hold it against that person at all. Everything is being discussed out in the open, and everyone is being extremely forward and extremely cool about this whole thing. But you do get to look forward to some content coming up. I know Crump has been uploading, which is awesome. And again, Zach and I would love to do some content. And again, let us know, what kind of stuff do you want to see? And, we can almost certainly provide. Zach and I are, in addition to working in the gun law field, we're kind of gun nerds ourselves.
Yeah.
We're
a hoot.
Yeah.
As funny as lawyers could be.
Yeah.
They're all monkeys, really.
Right. Yeah. But we like, Zach got a great collection of Mausers. I'm into old French and Florida-made stuff. So any of that kind of stuff you want to see, we'll be happy to upload it. We'd be happy to help Matt out. Matt and his family are real awesome, salt of the earth people, and we felt they deserve our support. And, if you feel the same way, watching these videos, putting money in Givesendgo, whatever. Whatever you want to do, it's going to be hugely appreciated. I can tell you that I've talked to Matt and I've talked to his wife, and they've talked about just how amazing y'all have been, with tears in their eyes, really. So again, thank you all so much. We are of the opinion that Matt did nothing wrong, and we are. I mean, Zach, I think.
Yeah, we think this is a defense victory.
Yeah.
It's of course. It's ultimately going to come down to how the facts pan out, how the judge makes legal decisions. But the magistrate judge that we were before today was very fair, and we deeply respect the judiciary of the Middle District of Florida, and thank them for what they do. And so we're confident that justice will carry the day, and we'll get our way off.
Right.
Get our way off.
Right.
Get our way off.
Right. Let's get our boy right off. And so yeah, for now the strategy is total exoneration. So. I'm sure they wanted to hear that. Do you think that's right, Zach?
Yeah, we're come to win. It's I brought my ball here to
to play
on it. So.
Well, anyway, I think that's it, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support for Matt, and thank you so much for keeping your eyes on these important issues.